I mean, it's all about time, really.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, time is what makes people successful.
right.
Whether it is time put into food plots or time put into scouting or time put into actually hunting, right? Um, there's I'm sure there's some kind of bell curve or some kind of triangle. Like you could have time and um, days off versus I don't know, like time spent in the spring versus time or scouting in March versus time in the hunting or throughout the fall. But what I'm getting at there is you can be successful without scouting if you put a ton of work into like hunting, right?
Y-
Like I know
Yeah,
guys, it kind of in your line of work where he's on a construction crew for a road crew and he works probably starting in March and he won't stop until October and then they lay him off mid-October because that's usually when the weather gets bad. So he'll
yep,
be working his 80 hours a week on a
right.
road crew all all spring, all summer, all through September, and then October hits, they lay him off and he is gone.
Yeah,
Right? He
yeah.
hunts every single day of October. He hunts every single day of November. He hunts the gun season and he just goes. And so
Mhm.
that's where he finds his success because he's able to scour the hunting season. I know other guys who they get their 4, 5, 6 days a week off or a year off. And so their time is spent in the spring, like a day here, a day there, going out scouting, looking for terrain on public. Then there's the other guys. They don't scout at all, but they plant food plots and they do habitat work and they own their own property. Um, and that's where they put their time. And that way, when they walk into the stand and they've done their off-season prep, they can just wait. They show up and the deer are already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm gonna just ask the simple question with that. What would you rather have, you personally? If you know you have to work, that whatever job it may be, what would you rather have? Would you rather have the time in the hunting season, or would you rather be able to put the time in into scouting and then not as much during the hunting season?
Scouting, more time scouting or more time hunting.
Basically, yes. Let's ask
Okay.
it that way.
Any expert, quote unquote expert that the public land run and gun guys look up to will tell you scouting's more important.
Okay.
Okay. They'll tell you that everybody's like, dude, I spend more time scouting. But there's a difference between scouting in March
Right.
and scouting in season because now
Right.
you're looking at data that's more real time, I guess you would say. So, but they're also hunting while they scout. So I'm sitting here and I'm going to go, if I had to pick one, I wish I had more days in late October and the first 2 weeks in November or gun season or whatever it is. I'd rather pick more hunting days
I think so too.
because you
I
can do both.
Yeah, I 100% agree on that because I love the postseason scouting. I love the even summer scouting. All that stuff's great, but it's not the current data. It's not the current situation. I mean, deer fall by the wayside, crops change. Maybe there's a derecho or a tornado that comes through and wipes cornfields out or something, changes food sources. So there's a lot that changes there, but it was just a thought I had. Like, if a guy's really struggling with finding time, where do you put your time? Where do you take your time off of work? I think it's a great idea just to maybe invest that time into the fall itself
Yeah.
instead of burning vacation time in the spring scouting. But
Yeah.
when you said the expert like public land hunters and stuff, it brought a question to my head that I was thinking about when I was shed hunting the other day. I stumbled upon this. It was like a thermal hub, and there had to have been 6 helium balloons in there, okay? I mean, like, somebody had a birthday party in the woods, and there was 6 helium balloons in there, and they were kinda scattered along this ledge, but it was like, when I stood in there, I could feel, like, why a buck would bed there. Wasn't there a thing several years ago that used to be, like, if you
Yeah.
found a balloon, it was like a buck bedding area?
Yeah.
Wasn't
It was,
the
yeah.
Infault
Something.
or somebody said
Yeah.
something
Dan
about this?
Infault.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically where wherever you find balloons out,
Yeah.
people would used to let them up. Now I think that might be even be illegal.
It's illegal. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so people would let balloons in the sky, and then they have to fall somewhere, and
Right.
wherever they fall, that's where you should hunt
Yeah.
because that's where a thermal hub is or a buck bedding area or something. I have no idea, but yeah, that was
Yeah.
kind of like a fun thing from the internet.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was, but I remember was that there was 6 helium balloons in there, and I'm thinking, "Man, I'm a perch up, over here thinking this is gonna be a great spot," but the odds of finding that many in one spot, I don't know, something
Yeah,
fishy maybe.
yeah. Lots to think about between now and next season.